You're probably starting to realize there's no end to the amount of information you need to know, the platform or base information that you need to know in order to get great site speed. It's a pretty big learning curve for sure. In this module, we're going to talk about something called Redis. What Redis is basically a way to speed up your website. And you can see how Cloudways uses Redis in its stack, which is basically all the different software that it uses to create great speed results. Let's have a look. First of all, let's go into Google and find out what the heck is Redis. Well, it's actually a database cache. It's also a database, but in terms of speed, we're only interested in the database caching side. So Redis can be used as an independent database or for speed as an actual database cache. So of course, what that means is it's caching, as in storing in memory or on disk space, a compilation of information that has been collected from the database. Let me give you an example. Imagine you've got a WooCommerce site. You might have a search on that site. There might be 10,000 different products on that site. Well, that's a pretty big search on any database. If that search is done quite regularly, then the results can be cached on disk or in memory so that then it's very fast to retrieve that information. This is where Redis comes in. It's perfect for database-driven websites. If your site is an HTML site, forget about Redis, you don't need it. So have a look for yourself more about down here about how it works and how it's used. But let's have a look now at Cloudways. Cloudways is a managed hosting solution. If you haven't tried it out for free at getus.at/Cloudways. You get a 3-day full trial to play with. One of the great features now is that Redis comes as part of the actual stack, as I've mentioned, for Cloudways. So it's built in. And not only that, if you choose one of the slightly more advanced modules, you get a object cache, which is basically a pumped up version of Redis for free. And that particular one is called Object Cache Pro, and it's worth $95 a month. It's a pretty amazing tool. So if you want to make your website start going a lot faster, especially WooCommerce sites, then that's built in on the slightly higher plans. So basically, it's a really cool feature that's built in, baked in right from the base. If you're not on a 2 gig plan, you can actually load Redis directly into WordPress and manually manage it on your site. So you can still get Redis. It's not the particular version that's actually mentioned in here, but it is a base version of Redis. So here's the Crunchlets site. We're actually using that on the Crunchlets site, because the Crunchlets site's still a site that's being built, so it doesn't need a lot of resources right now. It's still a work in progress. So that should give you a good idea now about what Redis is and how useful it is for your website when it's a database-driven site. It does make a big impact.